Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the fourth video in the series of price action. I have the disclaimer up there, just go through it. In the meantime, I'm going to be telling you about what we're going through in this lesson. And basically, it's just a recap of the last three videos. And then I'm also just going to show you how I get into positions and how I find my exits. All right, so let's start off. Okay, I'm going to be going through USD chart today, just because there's quite a nice channel forming, and it's just a trade that I've been in for quite a while. So yeah, let's get to it. Right, so for Ethereum, I started off on a 3-day chart, and I just basically go through a little bit of the price action by changing it to a line. And as you can see, we're definitely in a bull run. We're starting to trend up. We've got higher highs and we've got higher lows. So I mean, that's pretty much perfect, but we need to start finding out where there's resistance and where to maybe get out of this trade and then look for a re-entry. So what I like doing is I like setting up my channels with the trend lines, and I'm going to actually just show you which channel I'm looking at. Now I'm looking at something like this, right? With the bottom channel somewhere like this. Okay, and I always like putting just a mean line in another color, just to see, areas of maybe like micro support. And it doesn't have to be 100% accurate. Remember, I said that this is very subjective while you're drawing the chart, but I mean, the way that I interpret it makes a lot of sense to me. What I then do is I like putting in my areas of support. Okay, now this would be a very strong area of support, and this trend line, which is the actual bull trend line, is a very strong trend line. As you can see, we've had a multiple amount of touches on it, and every single time price has moved into it, we've actually pushed away, and we've actually gone up. Now this is not actually a trend line, guys. This is actually, and I'll change the color so that you guys don't get confused. But like I said, remember, when you're drawing your trend lines, you draw them on the higher lows. Okay, and then this just completes the channel. So this basically just gives me an indication of where this channel might be going. We can actually just bring it down a little bit so that it comes into contact a few more times. So what we can see is that every single time price has come into contact with this channel, the top of the channel is actually broken down. Once we actually did have basically just a huge blow off top, which then put us into a consolidation zone. Pretty much what's happening with Bitcoin at the moment. That's pretty much as far as I get on the 3-day. I mean, I can see a little bit of support here, but it's a little bit shaky. So what I like doing is I then like just going down into the daily chart, and on the daily chart still got all of that set up, but you can now clearly see that there probably is another support zone about there. And the reason why I say that is, let's just move it up and around, because we have come into it and it has shown that it was resistance. So the price came into that zone, it then printed another low, but it was higher than the previous low. So we're still in a bull run. It then broke through and it retested this support, and then obviously broke up higher. So on the daily, that's probably about as much information as I like to see. I then come down to the 12-hourly. And what's nice on the 12-hourly, you can actually start seeing that we're kind of looking toppy. It does look like a little bit of a double top. And I can actually start drawing in a resistance line which I like marking in red. Now obviously if we do break through this resistance, we are still toppy because it is roughly at the top of that channel. We might see a blow off top. We might see it also just, break back down to this support, find consolidation roughly around about here, and then maybe, push back up. On the 6 hour, you can pretty much see the same thing. What's nice on the 6 hours, just looking at the mean line, you can kind of see that, we're above the positive sentiment line. And yeah, I mean, we're basically pretty much at resistance. So what I am looking for here, I might actually just, close down a little bit of the trade and take some profits on Ethereum, and let it come and test a lower area. If I have to put in a demand zone, which I like doing, you can definitely see that in this area there's quite a lot of demand. So at this price, between roughly the 950s and the 1100s, there is demand for Ethereum. But like I said, I mean, it's definitely got this kind of double top effect that you can see over here. And like I said, I mean, we are pretty much at the top of the channel. So I might let some of my Ethereum ride, but I definitely feel that we are reaching the top of this channel, and we will probably start seeing the price correct. Well, not really correct completely, but I mean more like a consolidation. So we might just range for a little bit to roughly about mid-Feb, where we then see like a break higher. The consolidation could even be shorter, and the mean line could actually start, being a little bit of support. Over here you can see that it was kind of a little bit of a support, but it did break down lower and eventually find the other side of that channel. So that's how I like setting stuff up. And when I do get into trades, guys, like I say, I like getting into trades in areas where I see that we have found a channel, and then I like getting into trades where you're basically going into the trade on trend support, and just below the trend support you have a nice area of horizontal support. So I mean, this would have been a great entry. I got into the entry roughly about here, where I started buying Ethereum. I mean, we did go sideways for quite a little bit of time. What I did like was when it did come up and retest both of these areas. So I mean, it retested the resistance at that time. It then came back, tested the support, and then pushed higher. And I'm still holding, but like I say, I mean, right now I'm probably gonna look at getting rid of some of it. I'll let some of it ride up to the top of this channel if it does break through, and if it doesn't break through, and we go into a little bit of accumulation, I'll start trying to find levels where I can sell high and buy low, just so that I can accumulate more ETH. Because like I've said from the charts that I've drawn, I definitely see Ethereum, finding a super top roughly at about 6K, maybe 7K, maybe even 8K by mid of the year. So yeah, that's pretty much how I find areas to get into trades. I don't really like going short unless I'm holding everything and I'm just shorting for a hedge. But yeah, when these things are trending, it's, the payoff, I would probably go short like in areas like this, where we've actually broken through the top of the channel, and we kind of look toppy. I'd probably get into a short trade there. And as you can see, I mean, it did come back to this top of the channel, where the channel actually started showing that it would be support, and it did actually bounce, but it was more like a dead cat bounce, broke through, and even it even reached back up to the same level, but it still always seems to try and find this area here, which I've marked out as a trend support. So yeah, that's just, you know, small things that I look for when I get stuck into trades. So I hope that helped you. And yeah, man, guys, join us in our classroom on the Crypto Cartel group. In my links, you guys will see that my Twitter link is there. The invitation to the classroom is there. Flood did a really cool hedging and BitMEX example, where we went through roughly how to hedge your trade and just the basics of BitMEX and how futures work. So that was super cool. Go and follow Flood as well, guys. One of the top Twitter accounts. And yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and catch you soon.